Okay, dear students, yes, quite in the beginning, just I welcome you all people, and now just here you know that you are studying quite in 10th standard, and here we are going to discuss about a very good subject, that it's science and technology. Just we are going to discuss about the second lesson quite from the paper 1 of this science and technology. Now the second lesson, just it's here that periodic classification of elements. Now in this lesson, just we are going to discuss about the various points regarding the elements and their classification, and just who have been classified, just their atoms by the various scientists, Dobereiner, Newland, Mendeleev, and the modern periodic table who had been successfully classified, that it's a modern periodic table that it's given by the Moseley. Now, quite in the beginning, here are 3-4 questions that are given in your textbook, quite to discuss about the various points. The points that are, number one, that it's types of the matter. What are the types of the matter? The types of the matter that are according to their states, that are solid, liquid and gaseous. And on top of this, what are the types of the elements? The elements that are classified as the metals, non-metals and metalloids. Then the question that is given, the smallest particle of the matter. The smallest particle of the matter is called as the atom, that it's a basic unit of any substance. Now on top of this, here just we have to search the difference between the molecules of the elements and the molecules of these compounds. Now as we go through our previous knowledge, just first of all we want molecule of the elements, that are the one kind of these atoms in a free state or just in a combined state. Here two atoms just come together to form this molecule, and these atoms just never be decomposed. On top of this, as we go through the molecules of these compounds that are produced by these chemical reactions, and as we see here, which are the new substances that we are getting here in the form of this molecule. Here the constituents that can be separated, that it's quite a difference in between these two. Then just we have to view on the classification of the elements. Now what happens, just see that nowadays we know that here near about 118 elements just we know. Then here quite around the 18th century or 18th century, end of this 18th century, just see there in those days just near about 30 elements were well known, and which are the elements just now getting, just see that just they are found quite in the course of the time. Now might there just in the 1800 just near about 30 elements that were known. Now just more and more information, somewhat the vast information just have been got or have been collected by a number of the scientists. Now here the scientists just they need to classify these elements. Why? That is the question. Because here which are the elements that were known in those days, just they have been studied very properly in a proper pattern in sufficient criteria, and the scientists just they have been got somewhat vast information regarding these elements, and because of to go quite deep inside the total information and the study of these elements, the scientists just they need to classify such type of the elements. What are their properties? Might be the physical or the chemical properties regarding the same. Just they were just wish to go quite deep inside it. Now, as the knowledge about these elements and their properties just it went quite on increasing, the different scientists just have been started trying out the different methods of this classification of these elements. Now, quite in the beginning, just as we view on, just who had been tried to or just had been given the first attempt. Now, in the year 1817, the German scientist Johann Wolfgang Dobereiner, just he had been given the first attempt, and just he had been suggested regarding these properties of the elements which are related to their atomic masses. Now, he had made the group of the three elements. How? The group of the three elements just having their similarity in their chemical properties, and this group of these three elements he called as the triad. Then what is the triad? The group of the three elements having the similarity among their chemical properties. This group is known as the triad. And now he had been arranged these three elements quite in the increasing order of their atomic mass. Now he have got the similarity quite among their chemical properties and arranged these three elements in a triad in the increasing order of their atomic mass, and he showed that the atomic mass of the middle element, that it's quite equal to the mean of the atomic masses of other two elements. Might be this mean approximately. It's near about the atomic mass of the middle element. Now, how he have been given these triads and which are these triads he had been represented quite in those days, and what's quite the limitation in case of these triads, just we will see. And now we will view on one of the chart. Okay, just let's see quite in this chart. Here are some more triads that are given. The first triad, that is the lithium, sodium, potassium. Second triad, calcium, strontium, barium. Third, that is the chlorine, bromine, iodine. Fourth one, it's given that sulfur, that strontium and tellurium. Then fifth one, it's given magnesium, calcium and strontium. In this first, just see that as you view on in lithium, sodium and potassium, here this actual atomic mass of the lithium, that it's a 6.9, and the third, that it's a potassium, the atomic mass it's a 39.1. and now add these two, first and third, then atomic mass of the first element and third element 6.9 plus 39.1. What's the addition here? That is 46. We have to calculate the average, and here just it's divided by 2. Now what's the average? It's 23, and the actual atomic mass of the sodium, that it's 23. Now the second one, that it's given calcium, strontium and barium. The first is calcium having atomic mass 40.1. The third is barium. Its actual atomic mass, that it's 137.3. The addition of these two, it comes 40.1 plus 137.3. It's 177.4, and the average it's 88.7. But what happened, just see that it's 88.7, but the actual this atomic mass of strontium, that it's 87.6, but it's approximately near to this 88.7 or this 87.6. This average, it's nearly equal to the actual mass of this strontium. Here it's the third example, that of the chlorine, bromine and iodine. In case of the chlorine, atomic mass it's 35.5, iodine, that it's 79.9, addition, that it's 162.4, and the average, that it's 81.2. It's the average atomic mass of the middle element, it's bromine, but actual this atomic mass of the bromine, it's 79.9. It's nearly equal to this 79.9. The average is nearly equal to the actual mass of this bromine. Now, as we view on here, the fourth one example, that it's sulfur, selenium, and this tellurium. Then in case of this, the atomic mass just it's nearly equal to 79.9. It's a average. It's a average atomic mass. The actual mass, that it's a 79. It's so nearly equal to this 79. And now here the successful 4 triads he had been given. But what happened in case of these other elements? Just whatever just he had been given somewhat the different triads. For example, here magnesium, calcium, and this strontium. Here magnesium, the atomic mass that it's 24.3, and strontium that it has a atomic mass 87.6. The average of these two, it comes near about 55.95. But here the middle element, that it's a calcium, its atomic mass it's near about 40.1. Here is a much difference, near about 60. There is a number 60 numbers difference near about here in case of this 55.95 and this 40.1. And therefore in this case here, whatever he had given one of the triad in the form of magnesium, calcium, and strontium, just it's a felt. The much of the groups of these elements having similar chemical properties, whatever he had been given by the Dobereiner, much of these groups have been felt. And here, quite in the course of time, here the complete classification of the elements, whatever he had been given, it's felt. Now here the next one of the triad had been given the English scientist and John Newlands, and what he had been given. Let's see. After the failure of this Dobereiner, the second scientist, just John Newland, an English scientist, quite in the year 1866, had been given the second attempt to classify these elements. John Newland just correlated these atomic masses of the elements to their properties in a somewhat different way. Here he had been arranged these near about 56 elements in those days. Now he had been started his arrangement quite from the hydrogen and just end up quite on thorium. Now here he had been adjusted or arranged all these elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses. The properties of the earth element just he found similar to the first one, and therefore he had been arranged all these elements quite as per the Saptak in the Indian music system. Now the Indian music system, you know that it's a sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni. Then again it comes sa, it's quite down to the sa. And therefore just it's a saptak, sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni. Likewise he had been adjusted these all elements. Here hydrogen, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. The first saptak it had been arranged in the first row. Then second row he had been started quite from this fluorine, and he had been placed this fluorine quite under the hydrogen. It means that according to the Newland, this chemical properties of the fluorine that are quite similar to the first element hydrogen. Now after that fluorine, it has been placed in the second row. In the second place, that it's sodium, then magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur. And this saptak have been completed and started the new row with the chlorine have been placed below this fluorine. Then After that, potassium, then calcium, chromium, titanium, magnesium, ferrum, cobalt and nickel, quite in one place, that is the first place, that is under the sun. And likewise here again he has been arranged these remaining elements, taking with here copper, then zinc, then radium, indium, arsenic, then here selenium, bromine, rubidium, strontium, then selenium and lanthanum. That cerium and lanthanum, likewise he had been placed near about these 56 elements, quite in a particular table with the 56 boxes with the parameters 7 into 8. And now what happened, just see there. Here he had been placed this sodium below this lithium. It means that there is a quite similarity between these properties of this lithium and sodium. Same as he had been placed this magnesium below this barium, calcium below this magnesium. It means that there is a quite similarity among these chemical properties of this magnesium and calcium. Now likewise he had been placed all these elements, and now he had been given a very important law for this octaves. Then what states us the Newland's law of octaves? Newland's law of octaves just states us that when the elements that are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic masses, the properties of the eighth element are similar to the first. Likewise, he had been given the statement in case of as a law of these octaves. But whatever he had been given, whatever he had been classified, all represented this tabular form. Here, many of these limitations that were found in the Newland's octave. What limitations that were found quite in the Newland's octave? Just we have to view on just with the help of one of the chart. This is the complete table. Just it's the tabular form. It's given by the Newland. I know just whatever just the law of the octave. Just it was quite applicable up to this calcium only. Up to this calcium. Here, whatever this the properties of this hydrogen and fluorine, there is a quite similarity according to this law of octave, fluorine and chlorine. And here just is quite as we found just here up to this calcium, the Newland's law of octave just it's applicable. That it's a quite limitation in case of this. And now just here, whatever these 56 elements he had been quite placed, he had been fitted. Now, quite in 7 by 8 boxes. Here, near about 56 boxes he had been given, and now Newland have been placed 2 elements. The one more limitation, very important. Now that it's a Newland have been placed these 2 elements, cobalt and nickel, quite under this halogen group. Here just a fluorine, chlorine, these are halogens. In this group Newland have been placed cobalt and nickel. Second example, here that is cerium and lanthanum. He had been placed these 2 elements. Here there is a quite similarity, but he had been placed these 2 elements quite in the same place. And now here that is one more limitation. Just it's as we see here in case of this iron. Here that is a group of this oxygen, sulfur, and here that are 2 non-metals. These are 2 non-metals. Oxygen that is a gaseous state, so yes, sulfur that is a solid state. But here the iron just it's a metal. He had been placed this metal quite in the group of the non-metals. Here are much of these limitations just quite found in case of this Newland's octave, and therefore here whenever the properties of these new elements that were discovered, here later on quite it did not be fit quite in this Newland's tabulation form or Newland's law of the octaves, and therefore here just its attempt whatever he had been given, just it's a failure attempt. And now here after that this Newland's law, the Newland's tabulation as an octave, here much of these elements that have been discovered, and just we will view on the next one more attempt, just it's given by the Russian scientist, that it's Dmitry Mendeleev, and just he had been also developed one of these periodic table of these elements during the period 1869, and just in those days near about 63 elements were known, and he had been successfully placed, just posed and just given the particular places for all these elements, and just like as here Newland and Dobereiner, the same scientist Dmitry Mendeleev have been correlated all these elements with their atomic masses and just have been viewed on their chemical properties. Now here just we will see here the process and this tabulation of Mendeleev. Now just Mendeleev have been organized the periodic table quite on the basis of the chemical and physical properties of the elements. Just which are physical and chemical properties, as we consider in case of these chemical properties, just these properties just that were in case of this molecular formulae of the hydrides and oxides of the elements, the melting point, boiling point, density of the element, and their hydrides and their oxides. Now here Mendeleev just found that the elements that are similar physical and chemical properties, and just that are repeating after the particular time interval or particular definite interval. Now on the basis of this finding, Mendeleev has stated one of the periodic law. What is the Mendeleev's periodic law? The properties of the elements are periodic functions of their atomic masses. Properties of elements are periodic functions of their atomic masses. The properties means physical and chemical both. Now he had been placed near about 63 elements. Here in the first group, the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth, he had been placed all these elements in the eighth group and the various 7 periods. And now just here he had been placed all these elements in a proper manner. Now according to their hydrides and their oxides laws. Now the general molecular formula for the compounds just that are shown in are just given by R2O, R2O3 likewise. These are the oxides. These are the oxides of the elements, and also have been given these hydrides of these elements also, and according to the same here he had been placed here all these elements. Now here all these elements have been arranged quite in a particular manner in one table, just he had been placed, and here he had been prepared the vertical columns. Which are the vertical columns just in the Mendeleev periodic table just have been given. These vertical columns he had been called them as a group, and there are horizontal rows he had been given, as that horizontal rows that are called as the periods. Here near about 8 periods he had been given here, and here subgroups of the 8th group also he had been given, like as A and B also. Now in Mendeleev's periodic table just he had been placed somewhat vacant places also, and here had been given the much of the predictions. He had been placed the hydrogen in a proper manner, and now here much of these merits are here. Very important 3 merits are there. Just we have to view on these 3 merits. Now, what are the merits of the Mendeleev's periodic table? As you just observe and just view on Mendeleev's periodic table, then actually that is the tabular arrangement of the elements. Just it's based quite on this periodic law, and that it's a Mendeleev's periodic table. Might be yes, the particular tabulation is given. There are the three merits. Then what are the merits? In the Mendeleev's periodic table, just the atomic masses of the some elements that are revised. Now, as you view on the atomic mass of the beryllium, that it's 14.09. But the atomic mass of this beryllium just it's adjusted just and have been given the previously determined atomic mass, that it's a beryllium 14.9, just it's a change and it's corrected to 9.4, and beryllium that it's placed before this boron. Here the second merit that it's Mendeleev have been kept somewhat vacant places. 3 vacant places he has been kept there, and for these unknown elements, 3 unknown elements, he had been named them as Eka boron, Eka aluminum and Eka silicon. Now here their atomic masses also that are predicted by this Mendeleev. Now their predicted atomic masses are 44, 68 and 72. Now, and not only this, but here the somewhat properties that were also predicted by the Mendeleev. The properties that on behalf of this atomic mass, here had been predicted the density, melting point, somewhat formula with the chloride, formula of the oxide, nature of the oxide, regarding the valency of these elements also he had been predicted. And whenever these elements that discovered after that, here the same elements that are named as the scandium that is a Eka boron, Eka aluminum that as a gallium, and Eka silicon that it's a germanium. Now, whatever these predictions regarding the properties of these elements he had been given quite in those days, that were approximately correct and approximately correct actual. And now the actual and the predicted properties of the gallium, as you here view on, then just you will get the complete idea. The third merit of this Mendeleev's periodic table, it regards with noble gases or the inert gases. Now in those days 63 elements that were known, but the noble gases were not discovered. Now here Mendeleev have been kept one of the zero group as vacant, and now in this zero group, after the discovery of these elements like as this helium, neon, argon, which are the inert gases or the noble gases, have been placed very successfully without disturbing this Mendeleev's periodic table. Now that are the 3 merits of this Mendeleev's periodic table. Quite on contrary, there are demerits of this Mendeleev's periodic table. Now just we have to view on these demerits of the Mendeleev's periodic table. Now just go one by one. Here the first demerit of this Mendeleev's periodic table, just it's given like as actually this whole number of these atomic masses of the elements of this cobalt and nickel, that it's the same, it's given. Now just here that is ambiguity regarding this sequence in the Mendeleev's periodic table. He had been placed these cobalt and nickel quite in the same group, but actual this atomic mass of the cobalt, that it's a 58.93, and nickel it's a 58.71. and he have been placed this nickel quite before this cobalt. Now here the second demerit that it regards with these isotopes. Now as the elements just they have been placed quite as in these periodic functions of these atomic masses, and now just see here what about the isotopes of these elements. And these isotopes that were discovered this long time after this Mendeleev's just have been put forth to the periodic table. Now as isotopes just have the same chemical properties and the different atomic masses, just it's quite challenge, it's posed quite in placing these isotopes in the Mendeleev's periodic table. Now just it was the great challenge to give the proper placement of these isotopes. Now the third demerit it's regards with the most important point. Just see that whenever these elements that are arranged in an increasing order of these atomic masses, just the rise in the atomic mass does not appear to be uniform. It means here just it was not possible, actually possible to predict how many elements that could be discovered between the two heavy elements. That is one of these demerit. And the fourth demerit it regards with this position of this hydrogen. Now just hydrogen have been shown this similarity with these halogens. Now the halogens that are these fluorine, chlorine, bromine, etc. Now just it have been shown this somewhat similarity in their properties. Now as you see here in case of this formula here, molecular formula of this hydrogen is H2, same here F2, Cl2, etc. means there is a quite similarity. Now here there is a quite similarity in case of the chemical properties of hydrogen and the alkali metals also. Now here as we see here sodium, potassium that are these alkali metals. Now there is a quite similarity in between these properties of this hydrogen and these alkali metals. Now just quite on considering these properties, just it was not be decided whether whicher position or the whicher place actually have been given in case of this hydrogen. It cannot be decided to give this correct position for this hydrogen, whether it's given quite in the alkali metal group or in the halogen group. Just it was not considered, and he had been placed this hydrogen quite in the group of these alkali metals. Now that was actually the fourth demerit of this Mendeleev's periodic table. Now likewise here the similarity in case of this hydrogen and alkali metals, as we see here the compounds of hydrogen and the compounds of sodium, there is a quite similarity, and also you may realize this formulae, the compound formation with the metals, compound formation with the non-metals. Now likewise here there is a quite similarity among these alkali metals and hydrogen, and also there is a quite similarity among their properties of this hydrogen and the properties of halogens. And actually therefore here just quite at last he had been given this pose or this placement for this hydrogen quite in the first group, the group of alkali metals. That are the somewhat 4 demerits of this Mendeleev's periodic table.